back at home in Los Angeles, and that's where I normally go grocery shopping. That's right, it's just ordinary Ralph's or Kroger's, depending on what state you are in, but it's Ralph's here in California. It's just not the same as when I was in New York City. It's back to my mundane life. But when I was in New York City, I found visiting grocery shops to be exciting. Originally, when planning for my vlogs, I only thought I was going to visit Happier Grocery. Instead, I ended up visiting 4 grocery stores total. You already know about Happier Grocery, so I'll put a link for that vlog down below. But I had so much extra footage from Tashkent Market, Grand Central Market, and Chinatown that it deserved its own separate vlog. Sit back and enjoy, and I hope you see how exciting it is to visit grocery stores in New York City. And I hope you consider them as interesting excursion ideas. We're on the Q train from Manhattan, heading over to Brooklyn for a day at the beach. But first, we're stopping off at Tashkent Market in Brighton Beach. It's like visiting Uzbekistan, Ukraine, and Russia without needing a tourist visa. It's a cultural immersion where English is really the second language. We're standing in front of the Tashkent Supermarket, which is famous for Uzbek, Ukrainian, and Russian goods. Love this. You can get fresh produce here. It's almost like a farmer's market, including a pineapple. Guess we're gonna do some shopping here. Jason grabbed a basket. You know, I love desserts and pastries. I think that's a pretty good deal. $37 for this large kosher cake. All these fancy mini pastries. If cakes aren't your thing, they have cookies. Tashkent cloth with lamb meat. Tandoori lamb. That looks juicy. All sorts of deli meats. Some more smoked meats down there. Oh, they do have turkey and chicken if you eat poultry. Where there's meat, you gotta have cheese. They have all sorts of cheese here. It's crowded inside of Tashkent because they are famous for their food bar. Prepare your eyes on this Uzbek, Ukrainian, and Russian feast. The prepared food bar is out of this world. I'm going to try to get a shot of it. It's crowded, so try to sneak in. You can get all sorts of meats here. There's chicken, beef and lamb, more lamb and beef. They also have different sausage rolls, all sorts of meat pies. Yeah, don't taste any of the food. It's written in a couple of languages there. Well, I recognize that. That's Chinese food. It's not all meat and meat pies. They do have a salad bar here. I think that's a good price. $20 for a jar of Manuka honey. They normally go for like 25 to 30 bucks. You gotta check out the price of eggs because that tells me how much or how expensive the supermarket is. Actually, that's a good deal. $4.49 for a dozen jumbo eggs. These aren't large eggs, these are jumbo eggs. I'm used to paying close to $6 for a dozen large eggs back in LA. So over there, that's one row of the food bar. Over here is a second row of prepared foods. It's like the middle of the market is just dedicated to prepared foods, and you pretty much get anything. I definitely want to get something, but I'm overwhelmed. I'm not sure what to get. We're not familiar with Russian or Ukrainian or Uzbek food. We're gonna get onto ChatGPT and ask what they recommend. They have Dubai's famous chocolate. See what I mean? It's pretty crowded in here. Everybody's lining up to get meat, rice, cheese. In case you were wondering, it's not just about beef, lamb, and chicken. They do have seafood. We got salmon over there, and I thought I saw some halibut. Fried fish. Oh, that's exactly what we're looking for. It is the Erewhon. It's supposed to be a yogurt drink. Not just fried fish, but they have some cured fish here. Shoot, pistachio cream. That's actually a good deal. $8, but that's gonna be heavy to take back with me in my suitcase. Here's a tip. Purchase some food from Tashkent Market and take it to Brighton Beach Boardwalk for an oceanside lunch. I've had borscht before, but everything else here is new to me. We ended up getting this small, quotation, serving of lamb plov, so that's rice and lamb. And yes, this guy did say it was small, but it doesn't look like it'd feed 4 people. And then there's the red borscht, and we got the sirniki, the apple flavor, and the Iran drink, that's a yogurt drink, lemon flavored. Not a bad way to spend lunch at Brighton Beach. All of this was $28.69. That's a great deal. You can't find that deal anywhere else. The second market we visited was Happier Grocery, which is by SoHo. Now, I've already made a vlog about it and I will link it below in the description. However, I'm including it here to contrast it with the other 3 markets we visited. First things first, they really go with the wellness theme. You're greeted by some plants hanging from the ceiling. This place is Whole Foods on steroids in terms of organic food. And they're also selling wellness. Oh, I heard about this. They're Happier water. So 16 ounces is $6. What's so special about it? I guess it goes through a 2-phase filtration system and then the water molecules are structured. I don't understand that because I always thought the molecules were structured the standard way. I mean, it is H2O, so 2 hydrogen atoms with 1 oxygen atom. Isn't that right? Happier Grocery is Manhattan's answer to LA's Erewhon, except it's less Hollywood. It's more health-conscious tech worker with a matcha addiction. Even the baking aisle is all natural. They even have a small baking section here. You can get some organic, no artificial dye sprinkles. That would go fun on a cupcake. And then there's some natural chocolate sprinkles and no artificial dye food coloring because, you know, red dye 40 has been under a lot of scrutiny because of its cancer effects. Agar powder. So it is $12.49. Let me put this back up because I don't want to be that person to make everything messed up here. But you can actually go to an Asian supermarket and get yourself a pack of agar powder. You can get the telephone brand. I think it's like $3 for a pack or $4. I don't know. I haven't had to restock recently, so I don't know what the current price is, but I do know it's not $12.49. Yeah, so they have all the different sugars and baking powder and flour you would need for baking. The smoothie and juice bar is the star here. They use actual ingredients like cocoa nibs, raw honey, and adaptogens, not just frozen fruit and sugar. We ended up getting an iced yuzu coconut matcha for a cool $7.75, whereas the famous Hailey Bieber smoothie at Erewhon in LA is $20. I like it. It's refreshing. You can definitely taste the yuzu. Yuzu has a distinct citrus taste to it. It's not an orange, it's not a lemon or a lime. It's yuzu. It's kind of hard to explain. It doesn't have as many calories as the Hailey Bieber smooth skin smoothie, but it does taste like wellness in a cup. Definitely more of a lifestyle store than a traditional grocery run. Here's a tip. You can walk a few blocks down to Chinatown from SoHo and get yourself some cheap produce. Yeah, ginger, $2. And you know, ginger is pretty popular in the wellness community. I'm here on Mott Street in the middle of Chinatown. So this is a grocery store in Chinatown. Yeah, different vibe from Erewhon and Happier Grocery. At least there's air conditioning and it feels good after walking in the heat. All right, $5.99 for a bag of this, I think, or is it $5.99 a pound? $5.99 a pound. Hey, that's still a good deal. You got mangosteen. It's hard to find in the States. You got dragon fruit. Love some dragon fruit. You don't have to relegate yourself to an indoor supermarket. Just check out the fruit stands on the street. We got Victory here. We got Victory, and this is exactly what we were looking for. Oh my gosh, the white cherry. They call them white cherries, but they're actually Ranier Cherries. That's a good deal, $4.99. I'm so used to paying like $7.99, $8.99 at home for them. What to get? These are kind of big bags, but I know you can finish them off in one sitting. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, let's go for that. One way to keep yourself cool in this heat wave is to get some fresh fruit. Not only is fresh fruit healthy for you, but it cools you down, like the golden kiwi, and how about a juicy peach in the middle of summer. If you recall from the Happier Grocery vlog, the produce was expensive. I'm talking $15 for 8 strawberries. Here in Chinatown, the prices were more reasonable for fruit. We got wellness in a basket, and we're gonna treat ourselves to a dragon fruit. There's not too much taste to them, but hey, it's refreshing on a hot day. And you know how sometimes they put dragon fruit in the smoothie and charge a lot? Well, guess what? We're gonna get the actual dragon fruit. No, I'm not looking to make some dumplings inside the hotel. I'm just standing here because it's frozen and it's cooling me down. Yeah, so look around, plenty of shops on Mott Street in Chinatown. OMG, that's a durian. They're banned from hotel rooms in Southeast Asia because of their pungent odor, so I'm sure I won't be able to take it back to our hotel in Times Square. I love how affordable the produce was in Chinatown. Just goes to show that eating healthy doesn't always have to be expensive if you're willing to explore outside of the usual tourist locations. Remember to check out iFresh, an Asian grocery chain with a neighborhood feel. Let's hop on the train and go to Grand Central Station. And no, we're not transferring to another train to go on a day trip outside of Manhattan. Hidden inside one of New York's most iconic landmarks is this tiny treasure, Grand Central Market. I love the concept of having a market inside a train station, just like in Japan. You can get off the train, get your grocery shopping done, grab a healthy snack. Whoa, Ranier Cherries are expensive here. They were way cheaper in Chinatown. Or grab a lobster to take home for dinner. Hard day at work? Well, grab a lobster to take home. It's like a whole fish market here. Ooh, macarons. Don't have to stop off at La Durée for one. Am I a stressed out commuter grabbing French cheese on my way to Connecticut? Maybe I'll cosplay that. You can build yourself a charcuterie board, grab some crackers, plenty of cheeses here. The layout of the Grand Central Market reminds me of the food halls in Europe or a scene from a Wes Anderson film. Get yourself some spices to refill your spice rack. More selection of cheeses on this side. Where's the beef? Well, it's all right here. You can get all sorts of meats. Oh, all these delicious chocolates, but it's hot outside, so I wouldn't trust myself getting the chocolates back to my hotel in one piece. I'd either eat it or it would melt in the bag.
Thank you.
Most people rush through here without noticing the food hall, but it's perfect if you want a quiet escape or a little snack before a train ride. Of course, don't forget to take some treats onto the train. These are perfect to stick in your briefcase or your suitcase or backpack. This by far has to be the fanciest market at a train station. I mean, come on. They have caviar. More caviar.
So what do we got?
Somehow I got my husband all interested in the caviar bar. But no caviar or lobster for us. It's pricier than other spots, but it's charming and weirdly peaceful compared to the turmoil outside. Now we're in our hotel room, which has a kitchenette for us to cut up our fruit. I haven't had this fresh of a dragon fruit since Vietnam, and remember, this is the one we got from iFresh in Chinatown. Proof that even in New York City, where a salad can cost $18, or you can get lobster and caviar at a train station, you can find gems of a deal. New York City has a variety of grocery stores depending on your needs. Go to Tashkent Market for a cultural experience. Happier Grocery offers wellness. Chinatown has bargains on produce. And Grand Central Market, it has class. Next time you're in New York, skip the chain restaurants for a day and check out the markets instead. You'll learn more about the city through its snacks than any bus tour. If you enjoy off-the-beaten city adventures, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos.